So now is my pleasure to introduce our last Ed Talk of the morning. Michelle Schuler is the manager of TechSpark Wisconsin for Microsoft. We're very excited to have her here today. She's a 22-year resident in New North and a board member of New North, and she's going to talk about what Microsoft's investments are here in our region in the coming years. Welcome, Michelle.
So hello everyone. So we as Microsoft maybe haven't been here for 100 years, but we've been here for a year. So over the last year, Microsoft made the commitment to invest in rural and middle America. This is really a focus on economic development in 6 regions around the United States. You may ask, why Wisconsin? So if we look at it, we have Wyoming, we have Virginia, and we have Eastern Washington. We have data centers in some very rural communities. Fargo, North Dakota, we have a 1,300-person call center. Then we have El Paso, Texas. There's a lot of diversity issues in that city, being a border city that we really feel we can make a difference in. And then we have Wisconsin. So I always get asked, is it because Microsoft's president, Brad Smith, grew up here in Appleton, Wisconsin? He actually attended Appleton West. Is it that Satya Nadella, Microsoft's CEO, attended UW Milwaukee? Having these ties sure helps us here in Wisconsin, but the real reason is when Microsoft came to the Midwest, they were looking for a community that was collaborative with their network and had an innovative culture. And they found that here in Brown and Outagamie counties. I think we need an applause. So last October, we announced this Rural America initiative as TechSpark. And Wisconsin was the first region out of all 6 regions to kick off. I was fortunate enough to lead this initiative, and I want to thank all of you for the collaborative network that we have here, and for bringing Microsoft to Wisconsin, because I have the job that I have today. When you align your passion with your network, amazing things happen. Microsoft came to the region with 5 focus areas. We set our goal to bring Northeast Wisconsin to Microsoft. Because if we look at the old Microsoft would have taken somebody from headquarters in Redmond, Washington, and brought them here to Wisconsin and said, meet the people, see what you can learn about their culture, and then see what we can learn together. The new Microsoft said, let's take somebody from the community that knows the network, that knows the culture, and let's see what we can learn from them. So this is about preparing our youth to be future ready, upskilling and reskilling of talent. We're hearing a lot today on the future of talent. Digitally transforming all of Northeast Wisconsin. Bringing broadband to all, and supporting the nonprofits in our community. Over the last year, here is what we have done in Northeast Wisconsin. The first pillar was digital skills. Our education system, we heard Tony Evers talk today. I'm not going to say it's broke because we have wonderful education systems, but in some ways there are things, we're finding some gaps and some things that we can make some improvements. We have a lack of computer science teachers, and we have a lack of students that want to take computer science classes. Over the last year, we have introduced a program called TEALS. TEALS is Technology, Education, and Literacy in Schools. We had growth of 9 schools last year to 15 schools this year. This is over 165 students last year that took AP Computer Science exams. We have almost 300 students. This is just in Northeast Wisconsin. They're taking AP Computer Science classes that did not have opportunities to before. The TEALS program is about matching volunteers from the community that have that passion and that desire to be developers, whether they're doing it in their work or whether it's a hobby, and matching them in the classroom with teachers that have the ability and willingness to learn computer science, but don't have that certification. So when you put the two together, we are seeing amazing things happen in the classroom. In order to add more schools, we need volunteers. So my ask to all of you today is reach down into your companies. This is a huge commitment, not just on the volunteers, but also on the companies. Please allow your people to volunteer for these TEALS programs, because this is what's getting our youth future ready. So when we look at digital skills, we can't just look at TEALS and what we're doing in high school. We have to look across the entire ecosystem, K through 12. Microsoft on Monday announced a $10 million investment in code.org. This is showing our commitment to the entire education ecosystem. Code.org is now a national partner that is investing in Wisconsin because of the investments Microsoft has made in TechSpark. Before, they would have been investing only in the large cities because that's the low-hanging fruit. Now, they're investing in our communities. So, to show the commitment of TechSpark Wisconsin, we have set the goal to have every student in Brown and Outagamie counties take a computer science class before they graduate from high school by 2024. Now, we're not in this alone. We have partnered with the New IT Alliance, which is part of the New North, and we have also partnered with every education system. The reason for that partnership with the New IT Alliance is as we're doing things here in Brown and Outagamie counties, we can expand them to all of Northeast Wisconsin so that we can all learn together. How are we doing this? We have developed a program. In this program, not many people know this, so we'll keep it under our hats, under this roof today, but this program Microsoft is taking and they're rolling it out worldwide. We are working with each school district to create computer science advisory boards. As businesses in this room, I encourage you to get involved in these advisory boards. If your school district doesn't have one, ask them to form one. This is looking at the entire K through 12 system. What are they already doing? This isn't about going in and overhauling everything, but what are they already doing in computer science? Where are the gaps? What are their computer science partners? And how do we help? Then we move into career pathways. We're hearing a lot today about being homegrown. We like to grow talent here in Wisconsin. How many of us are homegrown Wisconsinites? How many of us want to keep our kids working here in Wisconsin? So this is empowering all of us. It's about skilling our youth. How do we bring, I have almost 300 computer science students that know more computer science than I know. How do we give them interns, apprenticeships, co-ops? How do we give them opportunities to work in your companies? They're ready and they're willing. How do we upskill our existing workforce? We have a lot of good people that are right under our noses. And then how do we reskill our displaced workers? That could be any of us. That could be any of us today, that could be any of us tomorrow. Look at AI, blockchain, automation. Roles are changing. This new digital workforce must be willing to continuously learn. Over the last year, we have partnered with the New Manufacturing Alliance. to create 2 new Industry 4.0 career pathways. They are assembling a task force right now that is focused on creating a survey to all the manufacturers in the region to find out what 2 jobs do you see that technology is taking over, that is changing, that we can reskill and upskill talent for. How do we take the welders and the electrician type roles that are now becoming a mainstay in all of our businesses and train for those positions? So I ask that you get involved with the New Manufacturing Alliance, either on their task force, or please, when the survey comes to your business, it's not going to be a quick survey. It's probably going to be like John's 100-question survey, but I encourage you to please take that. This is about skilling our talent and keeping our workforce here in Northeast Wisconsin. We move into my third pillar, rural broadband. If you ever worked from home, how do you work without internet? There are 40,000 people that have no connectivity. How do we help with that? Microsoft sees connectivity as a necessity, and we're invested in it. Our Airband team has signed a partnership with Packerland Broadband out of Upper Michigan, and they reach down as far south as Oconto Falls. They are committed to using TV whitespace to bring rural connectivity to Northeast Wisconsin. If you have an idea, I mean, we've seen projects where we're putting internets on buses, or I should say connectivity on buses for rural students that have 2-hour drives. If you have an idea, find an ISP partner and bring that idea to Microsoft if TV whitespace could fit. And this is about connecting all. This is the fun one. You know, we have always had an innovative culture here in Northeast Wisconsin. I mean, look at all of us in this room. Somebody had an idea and started a business. Let's look at some of the digital transformation happening here in Northeast Wisconsin. Riverview Gardens, right here in Appleton, they have a job training program that focus on homeless, previously incarcerated, substance abusers, high school dropouts, and returning vets. Their no-fail job training program starts not teaching them necessarily to be farmers, but giving them basic skills in their outdoor farms, hoop houses, and hydroponic growing areas. Microsoft's Farm Beats team is engaged with Riverview Gardens in partnership with US Venture to bring a connected farm to their growing areas. This is about gathering data, allowing IoT sensors, Power BI, drones, really to help them work more efficiently, because their goal isn't really about producing more produce. It's about training people so that they can work in all of your companies. Along with the Smart Farm, we are also working with them to be more tech-enabled. This is looking at their back office processes, migrating files, training staff, things that we all do within our businesses. We're helping a nonprofit to be more tech-enabled, allowing them to automate their workflows and focus on their mission. Yes, I do have Titletown Tech that falls under me. We are so blessed to have this. I have seen firsthand what Microsoft has done for economic development over the last year and the resources, national resources they've brought to the region that we have never had before. We don't even know what's going to hit us yet with Titletown Tech. This is huge. This is world class. Mark Murphy announced the Green Bay Packers and Microsoft invested $5 million each in a venture fund. This is just the start of a fund to create Titletown Tech. We broke ground on the building in the Titletown district right behind Lambeau Field. We will be opening early 2019. The UW system has announced an entrepreneur in resident This is going to bring all 13 of our UW schools to Titletown Tech. How do we partner on research and development? How do we partner on data analytics? How do we partner with the new businesses that will be forming in Titletown Tech? We announced Craig Dickman as our managing director for Titletown Tech. And Microsoft has announced that we will have a technologist in residence. And this will be somebody that knows Microsoft and that can bring our global expertise to Titletown Tech and the businesses that are transforming. This is not just about startups. This is about all of the businesses. We saw the stat today. 40% of us think we're going to be disrupted. If you're looking to innovate, reach out to Titletown Tech. And finally, nonprofit support. The nonprofits in our region are critical to our community. They're critical in bringing us here together today. We see the struggles that nonprofits face with retaining talent, keeping up with technology trends. So in partnership with the Nonprofit Leadership Initiative, we are engaging to help nonprofits become more tech-enabled. This is looking at back office processes, migrating to the cloud, automating their workforce, and training their employees. All with the goal to allow them to focus on what we all need every day, their mission. Here are some of the nonprofits that Microsoft has invested in over the last year. These are the nonprofits that have been helping move Northeast Wisconsin forward. This is our collaborative network. So please continue to support the nonprofits that are truly making a difference in our region. So none of this, I think I'm the last one. I'm like the only thing keeping you from that cake. None of this would be possible if it wasn't for everyone in this room and everybody in this community. I want to thank everyone here for all that you do. The network of innovative thinkers is being noticed by global companies. Jobs are being created, people are being upskilled, and our education community is engaged. What was said today by any of us that may have struck a nerve? Please find your passion, your innovative side, and discover how you fit into this network. Reach out and join the transformation happening here in Northeast Wisconsin. Thank you.